It's time. Let's go. What's up, guys? Ranger Liz here, coming at you with a better late than never. Let's talk about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 26. It is the next thing in the Shattered Grid series. Keep in mind, I want to get this out really quick. Tomorrow, if you're watching this on Tuesday, tomorrow the annual does come out. The 2018 annual comes out in your local comic book store, so go check it out. It is going to have lots of little stories, and it's in the Shattered Grid, guys, so go check that out if you can, because then what? We have like Go-Go Power Rangers coming out like the week after that. Man, this thing's heating up. But then we're gonna have to start on the sad note, aren't we? Because where does the comic start? Starts, well, where we ended. And that is with the death of Tommy Oliver. Now, we were told ahead of time that, like, he's like dead, like he is not coming back. But still to see it, you know, from the Rangers' point of view, that they didn't, you know, we knew he was going to be gone, but whenever we left, like, yeah, he didn't have a pulse, but they were still trying to, they were going to try to save him. And to see, I mean, the funeral, to see them when Zordon, I mean, there's exception, I'm going to just, I mean, seriously, it's like, it's just this frame right there. You've probably seen it posted a lot, but just the look in all of their faces when Zordon has to tell them that he is indeed dead. That, ooh, you know it's coming, and it still hits you like a truck. Of course, there's, you know, there's denial, there's lots and lots of anger, and then what do you do, Rangers? What do? You just lost a member of your team. And, yeah, I mean, he wasn't morphed. It wasn't like he was in his powers. And now they have to grieve. And it shows, it very simply kind of tells you the few days of what happens after that. And it's, you know, the police officer showing up at his house, the fact that they're at school. You know, and you see Bulk and Skull at the table. You see everyone crying. You see, again, Mr. Kaplan and Bulk and Skull and stuff at the funeral. Just watching them over the casket really just, wow, he is gone. And what is gonna happen in this story? As far as Lord Draken is concerned, he's all nice and happy with himself because he just killed Tommy Oliver. So, I mean, he escaped, killed Tommy Oliver, comes back to his palace, and all the sentries were like, we're so happy. And what were his sentries and his minions and everyone doing while he was gone? They weren't resting on their morals, my friend. They were evil, and they were going to get it done. And they actually were rebuilding some of their forces. So they have rebuilt some of the forces, and they're just looking forward to having him give them, I don't know, like direction, give them a task, and they just want to let him know of all the new capabilities they have as well. Before Draken goes to any of that, though, he wants to do something, and he needs to talk to Finster 5. Finster 5, his loyal companion, and he gives him a big hug, and it's such a juxtaposition, I guess I want to say, because there's Draken and Finster 5 hugging each other, like, as friends, as comrades, and here I'm like, I hate you, why? For that brief second, you know, he's like, oh, I missed you, Finster 5. He's like, oh, I missed you too. I'm like, but you're evil. And then, of course, you have the funeral, and then you have where, you know, Jason has to go. Jason kind of steps away. Zach goes to comfort him, and then they have this big hug. And it's a tearjerker. It's a tearjerker, and it's crazy. Just these two hugs are just side by side, and yet mean two totally different things. While Zach and Jason kind of share a moment, they get an alert from the command center that she's awake. She, meaning Jen Scotts, after she landed and basically helped push back Lord Draken, she just probably fainted, collapsed, went into a coma, who knows. But she is now awake, and thanks to her, she gives us a little more of an idea of what happened in the very, not the first issue, issue 25, first issue of Shattered Grid, blah. Yeah, y'all know what I mean. You know what I mean. Maybe I do need more coffee while I talk about this. So she gave us a lot more about what the time ship was doing. Why was Lord Draken so huge? What in the world happened? They detected a Nexus level fracture spreading across dimensions. Their shot was to take the Time Force Megazord inside of it and then try to use their gravity cannons as stabilizers. Didn't work. There was a huge surge, and basically that is where Wes and the team tried to buy enough time where Jen could take an escape pod, go back to the earliest point they could find this like energy signature, and try to stop whatever is happening. They're not really sure what is going on, but this is at least a step in the right direction. She ends up telling them, which is great because, you know, Time Force never tell people in the past things are going to happen in the future, but she definitely had to tell them this. She went back to the furthest point, which was our scanners say things here began to break. Breaking. What is breaking? What is going on? She shows them the Ranger timeline, like the Morphin Grid Ranger timeline. It's this really cool long one, and it's just got all the symbols on it for each one. And you know, they were like, you know, there's more Rangers. Like, what is this? What is crazy? And he was just like, don't worry about that. Yes, you're great, but don't worry about that. This is kind of what the timeline looks like now, and it's like this huge circle. So basically, and this is again Jen saying not entirely honest, this is their theory. In order to protect itself, the Morphin Grid had fractured this world. It broke each era into its own sort of pocket universe to protect the paradoxes and casualty. So yeah, that is going to be the explanation of how Draken is basically how we're going to have Rangers colliding from a bunch of different worlds, is that each Ranger team is basically going to be in its own universe. That's how the Morphin Grid is going to try to protect itself, by breaking itself up into a lot of pieces, but that also just means that every other timeline is at risk, or every other universe is at risk. Now, this is where, again, where she starts talking about, like, the crack. This is the, she used it like a plane of glass, right? You crack it, it'll hold enough cracks, that's going to break. And it's going to lead, as she said, the proverbial shatter. The shatter. The shatter. The shatter. Unfortunately, due to all of this, Jen can't go any further back, as Kim tries to point out. What? Go further back. Let's save Tommy. But she can't, because the break has happened. Or the crack, I guess I should say. She went back to the early signature, and that was Lord Draken, which, I mean, he was huge in the break. We get away from the Rangers for a bit to talk about, or not to talk about, but we have the Samurai Rangers. The Samurai Rangers fought valiantly. Draken completely went through, and I don't know if you're familiar with Samurai at all, but they have a lot of symbol powers that are protecting the Shiba House, or basically, when they're there, they're safe. Draken completely just, boom, took out absolutely everything with the dragon tanks. I love the dragon tanks. And I like how he has, like, Saber 1. He has all these military, like, Saber 1, ready to dragon tanks. Dragon tanks fire. Poof. They completely take out the Samurai Rangers. Luckily, before Lauren gets completely, like, blasted to oblivion, I can't remember the Blue Ranger's name. Kevin. Pretty sure it's Kevin. The Blue Ranger, Kevin, put a shield in front of her. She gets blasted back. The Rangers get this energy signature that Draken is attacking something. And it's clearly, it's him. It's a big attack, and it's not on their world. It's in a different one. That is the Shiba House. By the time the Rangers get there, Lauren is still missing. They're looking for her, and the Rangers aren't looking for her, like Draken's forces are looking for her. You hear Draken say, take the morphers. Now, we had seen in artwork, concept art or whatever, we saw the Samurai Ranger Centuries. We're like, how does he make these? There they go. Since he makes them out of the morphers, he just wants all of the morphers. And we'll see why else he lost his morphers in a moment. Luckily, the Rangers get to Lauren first, and they basically save her from being taken and whatever. They use the Morph EMP. The Morph EMP. While it doesn't unmorph the sentries who are attacking, it does at least stop them enough, and they get Lauren. So now they have Jen Scott's, Lauren Sheba, two female Ranger leaders. That makes me so happy. Just makes me so happy, man. But then we get to the other foot, the foot to drop. Why? Why does he want the morphers so bad? He wants them for centuries. Why else does he want morphers so bad? They're starting a process. And earlier, he had told, Draken had told Finster 5 that, you know, he wanted to continue on this plan, basically to take over universes and whatnot. But this time he has Ninjor. Because remember, he got Ninjor in issue 25. Ninjor, now you see him with, like, electricity and stuff around him. You can only assume he's either under a spell, reprogrammed or something. But he is there now, and due to Finster's technology, they only need one morpher to give Lord Draken a power-up. Oh, he basically took the power of the Samurai Morpher going into the morphing grid, and Lord Draken now looks like this. Now again, I'm not really worried about just showing this to you on there because I'm sure you guys have probably seen the pictures of it already, but man, it looks awesome. He's like, I feel the power, and this is an awesome thing. But so for their purposes, not awesome actually, it's terrible. They only need one morpher per set in order to give him his power up, and the rest of them are just going to go towards sentries. So we could be seeing blue samurai sentries, green Ranger samurai sentries. Wow, that's going to be a lot. That's going to be a lot of sentries. That's a lot of power. And it also, I guess, goes to show you why, if you're a fan of Hyperforce, whenever the Shattered Grid stuff was happening, and Jason David Frank was there and he was fighting with Marv, one of the things he tried to do so bad was rip off his morpher. He kept trying to steal his morpher. Now we know why. He wanted the Hyperforce powers, and thankfully he did not get them. Because that would have been bad. Really, really bad. Man, what is this even gonna mean? It's crazy though, because I get to review this today, and then tomorrow I get to read the 2018 annual, which I'm so excited about because that is even more Shattered Grid, which I will probably end up doing a review of also. Go-Go Power Rangers number 9 coming out. It's gonna be awesome. Oh, and don't forget, with that 2018 annual coming out tomorrow, the reprint of 25 should be coming out. So if you didn't get a chance to pick it up in physical form the first run around, you will be able to pick it up in comic book stores as of tomorrow. I don't even know if I have theories anymore at this point. I mean, I think the Rangers are gonna just try to regroup, strengthen, see what they can do. Maybe they'll get to contact the Coinless soon. Start contacting other worlds with Jen and her know-how and the technology. I think the Rangers are going to start putting up a fight, but they have to fight sooner than later because he's just going to keep getting stronger and stronger by the day. Pouring out for Tommy. This, you know, when you get a chance, Rangers. R.I.P. Gone but not forgotten. We shall see how the rest of it goes. And I am so squinty because of the sun. This is where I will leave you, my fellow Rangers. I am hyped. I am excited. I am sad. This comic gives you all the feels. Go pick it up. Go pick it up. You want to read it. Boom Studios, I love you. Hashtag sponsor me. Oh, don't forget to hit that like button, guys, because it just makes me happy, and I'm getting really close. I'm close to 950 subs, which means I'm getting close to 1,000. So yeah, that would make me really, really happy if you hit that subscribe button. Also, I'll be coming at you tomorrow with the Hyperforce finale review. It's gonna be crazy, guys. The 2018 annual review is gonna be coming out at some point. Friday's the Ranger Week and Toku Week in Review. Hope you guys have a great week, Ranger Nation, and I will see you at the next video. Bye!